Hey everyone, this is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you. All right, welcome to the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter. I am Charles McKay, aka Charlie the Plug, bringing you weekly interviews of what we call Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. So thank you and welcome to episode 123. I'm excited today because we have a very special guest who's on our show, definitely a difference maker. She's going to share about her journey and a training school, a healthcare training school that she created to help people to get into the healthcare industry, become a certified nursing assistant and other areas as well. So we're going to do that. I'm going to introduce her in a few seconds. I just want to highlight our platinum sponsor. You can see his information on the screen. So I want to give a shout out to our platinum sponsor. This podcast is brought to you by Mr. Silas Williams. He's a realtor at Community Choice Realty. Good news. If you haven't been following the news, there's been a cut in the prime interest rates, which means the mortgage interest rates are going to be going down. And maybe you've been sitting on the fence and thinking about that dream home, but now is the time for you to step out there and begin that search for your dream home. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade. You live in a house, you need more space. Maybe you want to move to a different neighborhood, find better schools. Holler at my boy, Silas Williams. His number is there. Unlock the door to your new dream home. He will help you make home ownership easy for you, especially for first-time buyers. There's different programs out there for first-time buyers and those who are looking to get some assistance with the down payment, because sometimes people have challenges with getting down payment. Check out my boy, Silas Williams, realtor in the community, to help you get your home, or maybe you're an investor and you're looking to get property. Check out Silas. His number is there, 586-251-7252. Again, that's 586-751-7252. Call or text. Email is there, silas.williams@gmail.com. All right. All right, so I'm going to introduce our guests. And our topic for today. Okay, so as you saw in the title, those who are joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, from dropout to nurse. Our next guest is a native Detroiter. Her story begins in Detroit, where she was born and raised. Growing up on the east side, shout out to the east side. Gotta get some shout out to the east side. Grew up on the east side of Detroit. She faced numerous challenges, including poverty and a toxic environment. By the age of 18, she moved more than 8 times, experienced instability and hardship. Despite these challenges, obstacles, our next guest was resilient and determined to make a difference in her life. Her formal education was cut short when she dropped out of high school during her first semester in 9th grade. At the age of 16, she became a mother, a pivotal moment that would shape her future. Though she did not complete high school, her passion for learning and self-improvement never waned. At the age of 16, she met her mentor, a pivotal figure who spoke positivity in her life. Her mentor helped her realize her potential, telling her that she was destined for greatness and could achieve anything else achieve anything in her life. And through that process, opened her mind to the possibilities. She became a nurse, and her becoming a nurse. Just a little bit about that. Like her life took a significant turn when she pursued a career in nursing. Over the past 7 years, she has worked as a registered nurse, a role that not only transformed her life, but also ignited a desire to help others. It provided her the stability and a sense of purpose. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 123. None other than our next guest, Annette Anderson.
Hi.
Now, I really appreciate you because I know you mentioned you didn't want to cancel this interview. You're actually doing your job. You're on call, so I know we have a brief time together. But and so with that, I want to maximize our time. Just if people ask, who is Annette Anderson? I know I read a bio. What could you tell our people? Who are you?
Well, first thing first, I am a Detroit resident. I'm I'm an educator. I love teaching. I'm a nurse, business owner, sister. I'm a community person who cares about everyone in the community. Loving so many different titles.
Okay. All right. So I read a little bit about your bio. You describe yourself as a learner, educator, nurse, mother, so many different titles. So just kind of real briefly, share about just the obstacles you face to get to where you're at. There's people who are going to watch this who, they have different things they're facing and maybe think they can't overcome those things. You might share a little about your story and what led you to the path where you are today.
Yes. So the biggest obstacle I faced was believing in myself and knowing that I could accomplish all the things that I chose to, which whether it was getting a GED, graduating college, taking care of a child, opening a business. I just knew that I could accomplish anything I wanted to accomplish. And I'll just tell everyone that you have to believe in yourself and believe you can do it. That's been the biggest thing for me is every day just saying I can do this. If anyone else can do it, I can do it. Nothing can hold me back.
Okay. Now, how did you encounter? I read in your intro this mentor. Describe what was that like, and how did that change your life?
So once I had my son, she actually was my therapist and
Okay.
started, just telling me that I wasn't just a product in my environment, that I could become more. And she really just started talking to me about going to college, believed in myself, um, not working for low wages, actually pushing myself to go forward, being the best mom I can be. She just kept telling me that anything I wanted to do, I can do. And that really helped me a lot.
Okay. And what is it about the nursing field? So she spoken to you, got encouraged to see yourself doing something better. What was it about nursing that sparked your interest?
So I've always loved the healthcare field. As a little child, I always loved everything medical, and it came to me naturally. I originally wanted to be a doctor, but once I got into college, took a few classes, I realized that I wanted to be more inner, close, and personal with my patients and spend more time with them. So then I decided to go the nursing route. I just didn't know how to get there or believe I can get there, and that's where she came in to push me to let me know, like, you can still become a nurse.
Okay. Was it a challenge getting into nursing school or finding a program, or what was that like?
It was definitely a challenge. So the wait list to get into a nursing program used to be very long. And
Hmm.
um, also, I had to take a few more classes because I didn't graduate high school. So I just wanted to make sure that whatever school I attended was going to be a great school that pushed me forward. So I ended up moving out to go to a school, moving
Okay.
out here on and attending a school where they accepted me based on my GPA because most schools, no matter if you had a 4.0 or not, they weren't taking you in. And I had a 4.0 and I wanted to hurry up and get into somebody's nursing school. So the
So
process.
did you take a GED first before and then went to community college, or what was the steps there?
So I got a GED and then I attended community college.
Oh, and then after you did your 2 years or so, or I don't know if it's 60 credits, then you applied for nursing school.
No. So the way it works is
Okay.
you take your 1 year of prereqs and
Okay.
then years of nursing school. So once my prereqs was, oh, it turned off again. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. There you go.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's right. You're at work. Yeah, I'm honored that you're still doing this interview.
Once my prereqs was complete, then I was able to get into the nursing program.
Okay. So your prereqs, then you said you had a 4.0, I believe, is my understanding. And
Yes.
then you applied for different schools. So shout out to the 4.0. Okay, so for the sake of time, what inspired you to start your school? And I'm gonna share some slides so people can know more about that. So you just give us a little background of First Step Healthcare Training. What's that all about?
So I always enjoyed teaching my nursing assistants when I came to work. Just letting them know because they always used to ask me questions about nursing and how did I get into it because I kind of was a younger nurse. I was 26 when I became a nurse, and I would just tell them everything that I have known. And then when I would see them doing their role as a nursing assistant, I would just tell them the things that I knew that was correct about it and let them know why they were doing it because sometimes they might not have gotten that knowledge. So over the years, I just realized like I really thoroughly enjoyed teaching and I knew that I wanted to teach others on how to provide care.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. So I pulled some slides from your screenshots from your website. So I'm going to share those real quick. So you answer some. I think this is off your Facebook actually. What is a nursing assistant? What would you tell someone? What's a nursing assistant or CNA or whatever they call it?
So, a nursing assistant is someone who helps a patient or a resident with their daily activities, such as washing their face, bathing, walking, eating, using the bathroom, taking their vitals, such as their blood pressures. A CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant, that's someone who has 75 hours of classroom training, and then they went and did a clinical experience and took a state exam to become certified. So, those are the two differences.
Okay, so a CNA is a certified nursing assistant. What is the advantages of being certified? What does that give you?
So you're able to make more greater pay. You have the experience and the classroom knowledge of knowing why you're doing what you're doing. You have the hands-on training. Um, you're able to travel with your certification to go to different states if you desired. And
Hmm.
you're able to just let it be known that you went to school and learned this information, so now you're certified.
And how long does it normally take?
So my course is 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So 2 weeks, a person can become a certified nursing assistant,
Yes.
increase opportunity, increase pay, and possibly travel across the country and make extra money.
Yes.
That's not bad.
No.
Um, this is your website. Begin your certified nursing assistant. And so, how often do you do the classes?
I try to run them every 2 weeks.
Okay, every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Okay. So there's your mission. There's some of the courses. You could, I think I saw you can do them online or hybrid or combination.
Yeah, so we also offer our hybrid option for individuals who schedules isn't flexible to be in the classroom. So they'll just come into the classroom to do their hands-on skills and then also attend their clinicals.
Okay. And so, is there like a break in between when in between your classes, or how often are you offering them?
So I normally offer them every 2 weeks, but sometimes we do take breaks. Our schedule for the rest of the year, however, is up on the web page.
Okay. So I have for our audience who are watching now live or the replay, you can follow our guests on Instagram at First Step Healthcare Training, Facebook, First Step Healthcare Training. There, number first. You can follow and like to the Facebook page. You can go to the website and get all the information at www.firststephealthcaretraining.com. Phone numbers there 313-385-3307. And there's the email info at firststephealthcaretraining.com. So those who are interested, there's the information also to be in our description on the replay for YouTube. Who's the ideal person to participate in your school?
Someone that's passionate about help taking care of others.
Okay. All right, Pete. Now I do have a clip of some testimonies of the students who attend your school. Is it for men and women, or is it who's because people think nurse or something or CNA is typically just a lady.
Yeah. So a typical participant is someone that's 16 years or older. It can be male or female. We don't require a high school diploma or a GED to become a certified nursing assistant. So whoever wants to get into the healthcare
Oh, okay.
passion, we ask you to attend our school.
So so you can be 16. You don't have. I thought you had to be 18. I was just making an assumption.
No, you can be 16 and older.
Okay.
Become a
And
CNA.
when you become licensed and certified, I saw you had phlebotomy and everything. Does that what's the starting pay for someone like that?
So for CNAs, it starts around 20 to 25, and the
That
same.
ain't bad. Yeah, that ain't bad. I think because of COVID. I'm gonna share a real quick clip. This is some of the testimony.
Hey, First Steppers, this is Annette, owner of First Step Healthcare Training, coming to tell you that I used to have those fears of thinking I couldn't make it, I wasn't going to be anything. I had those fears too, but I manifested this life and now I'm living it. You have to take the first step. Don't be afraid of following your dreams. It can happen for you. If this 9th grade, 15-year-old mom can do it, you can. What made you finally decide to take the first step and attend First Step Healthcare Training? I was just like, if nobody else is gonna do it, I have to do it for me. Miss Dana joined First Step Healthcare Training, our CNA program, and just want to ask her a few questions. Like, what made you join First Step Healthcare Training out of all the other schools you could have joined? Well, my friend had got your flyer, and he told me about it. And he said, well, you're already in this field, so why don't you just go ahead and get certified? So I was like, well, let me call and see what's all the inquiries, and I'm gonna go for it. I said this was one of my best class. Like the energy, the laughter, the hard work we put in. It was like we was a family for 2 weeks. Definitely 2 weeks, but it felt like we was knowing each other forever.
All right. So that was a clip. There was some students there. I like what that lady said. They feel like it was a family. Like they only for 2 weeks. They feel like they known each other forever. What do you have to say about some of those testimonies and clips?
Well, I try to make sure that every student who comes through my door is comfortable with me. That's the main thing. And I try to teach to every student's learning style. I don't just teach one way. I want to make sure that everyone passes my class and passes the exam.
Now, what's the cost? Is there financial aid, scholarships, or what does it typically cost to get into the program?
So we do accept payments through Detroit at Work and Michigan Works. And then if you don't qualify for those, they can call us, and we do have sometimes scholarships or grants to put towards the tuition.
Okay, so does the person go through Work First, or what was the other program?
Detroit at Work or Michigan Works.
Oh, Michigan Works. Okay, so they could go through that and possibly get assistance to go through the
and have a higher program.
Wow, that's amazing. I know you don't have a lot of time. What was how long have you been doing this, and what was the steps to open up your school?
So I opened school last year, but I've fully been open since January of this year. And you just have to make sure you have all of your certifications in line, all of your documents, and get a lot of equipment. Just you are able to run a full-fledged school.
Okay. And what's been the response? Have you been getting a lot of students, or what's the way we can be supportive in our community?
So it has been growing, and I am always actively taking students, and we encourage them to enroll. We love teaching.
You have like support staff, or is this a one-person operation, or you got support there?
I added on to my staff recently, got my assistant, but I've been running this show the entire time.
Wow. Shout out to you. All right. So as we wrap things up, any final words or things you want to share with our audience, or announcements or anything that's upcoming?
Yes. So I have classes coming up soon, or if you just have questions about my program, what I offer, or just have questions in general, I am available.
Okay, and I want to show the slide how that people can be in contact. So there's all, folks. If you know someone, maybe you're watching and you're interested, or maybe you know someone, whether it's 16 years old, 18-year-old, or maybe somebody older, just need a life change and want to do something, want to make some better money, have an impact on lives, serve the community by helping people who are facing health challenges. Contact Annette. There's first step training. There's opportunities for resources to help you if you don't have the payment. All right. So I really appreciate you in taking the time, because you say you were on call and you had to report to work, but you still kept your commitment. So shout out to you. Thank you for being on this episode. I don't want to keep too much of your time. So thank you for joining us. And we're about celebrating people who are doing positive things in the city of Detroit. And thank you for your story. Any other information? I encourage people to follow you on Instagram, Facebook. Anything else we should know about before we conclude the podcast?
Just thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So I'll be in touch. Maybe when you have more time, we can have you on a panel. We do events, networking events. We definitely would like your participation so people can learn more about what you do.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So that concludes our podcast for today. I want to thank our guest, who, she's a nurse, so she was on call. She still kept the commitment to being on the podcast, so I didn't want to drag out the interview. But I do want to highlight our platinum sponsor, who made this podcast possible. Let me share that information here. And that is Mr. Silas Williams. He is a realtor with Community Choice Realty. And for those who are not aware, the Federal Reserve, there's been a rate cut. Business analysts are saying this is going to have an impact on mortgage rates. So if you're interested in getting a home and you've been waiting for interest cuts, this may be the time for you to jump into the market. Maybe you're a first-time buyer. There's first-time buyer programs out there for those who live in the city of Detroit and also who lives out in the suburbs. Maybe you have a home and you need to expand. You need more space, or maybe you're trying to get your dream home. I encourage you to holler at Silas Williams. He's a realtor in the community. He's also our platinum sponsor for this podcast. His phone number, email is right there on the ticker. You can reach him at, put my glasses on. I want to make sure I get this number correct. All right, 586-251-7252. You can call or text 586-251-7252. Making home ownership easy for you. First-time buyers, unlock the door of your new dream home. All right, and let me show this another announcement. And
Hey, Detroit. Are you a Detroit area small business owner, entrepreneur, leader of a nonprofit organization, or a business service provider? And are you looking for ways to share your product, service, or your programs with a local Detroit audience? Let us help you increase your reach by becoming an ad sponsor with the Detroit Metro Plug podcast powered by Empower You Ventures. Our weekly video podcast is a growing local feature on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn that focuses on local business and community news. This gives you a chance to connect with local Detroit customers or clients. We offer cost-effective ads to fit your needs. Click the link to learn more about our current ad specials. And remember, connections matter. This is Charlie the Plug with the Detroit Metro Plug podcast.
Black Music Detroit, they knew that during the pandemic, that Black businesses were going to be left out of any type of funding that the government gave, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to figure out how they could step up and help, because again, this is their community, and they want to make sure that their community is still here when this pandemic is over with. And the only way you can do that is by offering support to your community, and so they stepped up and they did that.
I've been telling everyone I know about Black Leaders Detroit. The things that they're doing is simply amazing. And they're taking care of business for the Black business owners.
It's $1 a week donation to keep this great thing moving. $1 a week keeps it popping. Black Leaders Detroit.
All right. We just want to thank our sponsors again, and thank you for those who are viewing the Detroit Metro Plug podcast. And just want to encourage you to support those who are interested in learning more about our guests and the information she has for First Step healthcare training for those who are interested in getting into the CNA or assistant nursing field or phlebotomist. 2-week program, different options, in-person, hybrid. So check that out. Thank you again for joining us on this podcast. I'll see you next week with another great interview in Detroit difference maker in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. If you find value in what we're doing, please share with friends, family. We're bringing you positive content, interesting stories, reaction to business and community news, great guests, authors, film producers, entrepreneurs, a variety of different things, sharing the positive things that's going on in the city of Detroit. I believe that we are in the midst of a renaissance here in the city of Detroit. I mean, we got the Lions winning yesterday. Shout out to the Lions. Even the Detroit Tigers could make the playoffs. I didn't see that coming, but it's great there. And I'm in the process. I'm actually moving downtown next month. That's where I'll be living, at downtown Midtown and the 48202 zip code. I'll be downtown. I'm an empty nester. I'm a single empty nester. My kids are in college age. They're living their best life. Now it's time for me to live my best life. I'm going to be downtown. I'm going to have a home studio, bringing more guests in studio right downtown Midtown, which is kind of central in the Detroit area. And I'm excited about that. So you hear more about that. But hey, have a good night. We'll see you next Monday. And remember, connections matter. This is Charlie the Plug with the Detroit Metro Plug podcast.
Hey everyone, this is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you.